Hello!
I've been ordering stuff from Wish.com again. Sorry. So this is a format known as Lucky 9, to nobody except me. The idea is I go onto a random word generator, I get 9 different words. The first 8, I go on Wish.com and buy the first item that appears when you search for that word that's $5 or under. And the 9th item, I buy the first item that's between $6 and $15. So, word number 1 this time was post. Post. And it's some bloody Postit Notes. But interestingly, they look like, well, Band-Aids, you know, the classic elastoplast style plaster for putting on your boo-boos when you have been hideously injured by an orc invasion. And plus, they're made by a company called Charchap, which is hilarious. Hello, Charchap here. Have you seen my new Postit Notes? I honestly thought that was a picture of a Stanley knife, but nope, that is quite obviously one of the memos being peeled off at one corner. This product can be attached and detached. Wouldn't be much of a Post-it note if not. So there we are. You can don't put it on your finger. Use it to mark pages or write words. This product is not a disposable adhesive bandage, but sticky memos, which you can write a short memo or use as a mark in books. That's actually not bad English. Goods. Charchap band memo. Manufacturer Charchap. Selling agency Charchap. On the home page of charchap.com. They've got their own blog and their foreign trade agency. Yes, let's buy nothing but Charchap goods from now on. And probably starve to death because they mostly make novelties by the looks of it. Yeah. It seems to do the job. They're sticky one side. Yeah, the glue's pretty good. It's thick enough to be opaque both sides. Those are decent enough band-aids, and you fooled me, Charchap. Now I believe in nothing. Pioneer. It's some sort of cable for connecting up a car stereo. Presumably a Pioneer car stereo. Let's open the bag and not know what it is. Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't really know what the Star Kerio connectors look like. Good old Star Kerio, what a guy he is. Do you remember him in Battlestar Galactica? Yeah, I don't really know what car stereo cables look like. This apparently, that's good, isn't it? I mean, it appears to be all in one piece. It's got some wires. Some of them connect directly to contacts. Some have plugs. What fun we have! Next word, disco. Disco. Oh yeah, that's a good word to get. And the first cheapy disco item was LED small magic ball in slightly ripped box. Intelligent, compatible with a variety of digital products. Well, let's clear that one up. Maybe 2 USB converter connected to the phone. Amazing. So I'm guessing... Oh, there's literally a photo of it. It's a little orb which does the bright coloured flashiness. Lovely, yes, 4 LEDs in there, various colours, I suppose. Plug it into a USB port. It's gonna be flashy, glow, light, good times for all. Oh, it actually does come with the adapter, with a lightning adapter. Interesting. Apparently adapts to USB 3, according to that colour. Don't know whether I believe that or not. So, you just plug it into your phone, and it goes all disco. Well, there's only one thing to do, friends. Okay, I've plugged it into my phone. It isn't actually doing a whole lot, is it? Sound activated? As opposed to be. It appears to be nothing activated. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's worked this time. Wait. Oh, all out of focus, but as you would expect, because what is there for it to focus on? Yeah, that seems to be working. Right, let's play some music through it for disco funk good times. Well, it pretty much works. Obviously, it's only drawing power from the phone and using its own internal sort of microphony chip there to try and translate the sounds into light. I'm not doing an amazing job of it. But hey, it was insanely cheap. Cassette. Yep, it's an audio cassette. Well, it's got a QR code in it. That's a bit modern. Yeah, it's in a sort of... fairly malleable plastic case as opposed to the old style easily breakable ones, I suppose. And here it is. HOT, House of Technology, 30 minutes per side. Bringing technology home, side A. But wait, also there is a side B. I'm sure all of you know how cassette tapes work. I remember my granddad didn't. He was not very up on technology, to say the least, and he saw one I'd left on his table. It was on the cover of a Crash magazine, and he thought it was like something you look through, except the eyes were too close together. He was not a man of modern audio recording means. Well, I say modern, it's not very modern anymore, is it? That was a while ago. Wow. Cassette tape. Well, at least you can still buy them if you need them. I'm not entirely sure of the sort of quality of this would be. Yeah, it's not going to be like a sort of good high-quality TDK one, I wouldn't have thought. But hey, at least you can still get them. Misery. Now, this one intrigued me, because I was thinking, what on earth is Misery going to come up with? The answer is a throttle rest aid. So I'm not entirely sure what this is. I presume you put it over the throttle of your motorcycle or bike or whatever. Well, bike isn't going to have a throttle, is it? You have to be a motorcycle. And you can rest your thumb on it, or it helps you turn the throttle. I don't know, actually. It doesn't look like that would grip around the throttle enough. Yes, it's literally just a rest aid. I mean, it's got an interesting stippled effect on it. It's very shiny. Yeah. I was not expecting that. I was really not expecting a throttle rest aid and the word Misery. I cannot think of the connection here. The rest have all been fairly obvious up to this point, but, well, there we are. Perhaps you can cure your misery by resting near your throttle. Or maybe it causes misery. Maybe it was used as a prop in the film Misery and I've just forgotten. I genuinely have no bloody idea whatsoever. Dearie me. Oh, before I forget, if you would like to see some exclusive Ashens video material, keep watching until the end of this very video. There's a chance coming up to get hold of some. Anyway, next word. Warning. Now, warning is an interesting one, because that can go sort of several ways, couldn't it, depending on the interpretation. And the interpretation was glow-in-the-dark tape. I know, right? So... Well, you could use it as a warning in the dark, you know, put it somewhere we might bang your head or whatever. Yep, it's a load of glow-in-the-dark tapey stuff that has been cut thin into a roll. There's not that much of it on here, but as ever, it was very cheap, so I'm not going to complain about that. And, yeah, I presume you just peel the back off and it sticks to stuff. Yeah, we kind of all know how this works. It's very difficult to get the back off there. Oop, I'm going to work on that with my special device called Patience. Right, I'm going to stick a bit to a door or something, and then what we'll do is put a load of light in it, turn the lights off, and see how it glows. Camcorders never pick this up very well, but hey, we shall see. Okay, that's actually glowing really well. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of visible through the camcorder. I'll punch it up a bit with contrast to make it fair, because to the naked eye, that is really glowing. And, I mean, it's been out in the light for a bit, but it doesn't seem to be doing much in the way of fading either. I think that would glow for quite some time. That's actually pretty good tape. Multiply. Phone charging cable, innit? I do wonder just how many items on Wish.com do come up with phone charging cables, because this must be one of their biggest selling things, surely. Well, it's the first time it's come up for us. USB data transmit and charging cable, together at last. Now, I believe this has multiple ends on it to use with many phones. So you can charge or indeed transfer data from, wait for it, oh, you've got micro USB, Lightning, the Apple one, and USB-C. Well, that's pretty good, actually. That's all three modern ones. Ooh, very nice too. And it's quite a nice threaded thing. It's a nice bright colour, so you can find it in your bag if you're travelling. And yeah, it sort of does a multitude of sins. This is very, very similar to a cable I got in Hong Kong, which had two micro USB and a single Lightning on it. And that has been an excellent cable. I'm going to go off and test this, actually. And then I shall edit in later a 2-word review of how good it was. Utter. Fascinating one, this. I mean, the last one, multiply, obviously, a corruption of multiple. This time, utter is apparently a corruption of putter, because we've got an entire set of golf club head covers. Wow, for all those golf clubs I don't have. Well, they seem to be quite nice. They're some sort of stretchy material. They're numbered, like your 3 iron or whatever. Your sand wedge. Look, don't put it on a sand wedge. Putting wedge, 7/8. I mean, so are these for irons or bent? Are they for wood clubs? I don't know. Maybe they'll work with either. But yeah, I'm going to pretend this one stands for Star Wars and sell it as a collectible. Yeah, so I mean that will fit over the cover. Well, it will entirely cover the head of your golf club and all your other ones. It's got a little see-through bit. I don't know what that's for. Is there something on the club you need to see, or just to get a rough idea of... is that how you tell whether it is a wood or an iron? By looking through the clear thing and seeing? Who can say? Who can say? But I tell you what, they're pretty bargainous for the amount of money. I mean, it's only a couple of quid, and there's a whole set there, and they're all sort of proper stretchy neoprene type stuff. I don't know how long these would be on before they scratch off. Oh no, they seem fairly resistant actually. Well, there we are. I mean, if you've got a load of golf clubs and their nakedness disturbs you, what more could you ask for? Parameter. So this is the expensive one. Well, $15 or less still. A pulse oximeter or oximeter? I would say oximeter, although the word oximeter sounds cooler. It also came with a separate carrying case, which is quite nice. Look at that. Didn't even fit in the box, but yeah, came with it. Reminds me of one of those things you'd put a handheld console in. There was a little thing there for the charging cable. Anyway, that's not relevant. Not when we've got our pulse oximeter fingertip. So I'm guessing, yeah, you put it in, you turn it on. I've put batteries in. Look, I shall prove it. Oh, I've turned it on. It goes beep. Oh no, oh no. Finger out. Get your finger out, you bastard. Do more reviews. What is there anything else we can learn from this on the box? SPO2, PR, PI and RR. Great. I'm glad about that. Storage temperature from -20 to 55 degrees Celsius. Shit. Shouldn't have left it in the oven. Upward. Non-hook. Okay. Humidity from 10% to 95%. Don't drop it in the bath. Waterproof. Is it waterproof if it's will only act in certain humidities? Atmospheric pressure. Don't send it to the space station. And it's the white and silver coloration. I like the way it's got different colours. Widely used at home, medical institutions and community centres, etc. Accurately measure SPO2 and PR. Display waveform bar graph, PI display. Wow, what more do you want? Small in size and light in weight. So, my understanding is, this is something they put on your finger if you're in hospital because you've been in a hideous Zeppelin crash, and it checks your heart rate and all that kind of stuff. That sounds fair, doesn't it? So I'm going to pop it on the old finger there. Press the button. Oximeter version 1.0. Well, it's firmware you can update. Blimey. Then it's doing something. Am I dead? I hope I'm not dead. That'd be awkward. I've got stuff to do this weekend. Oh, it was 98 over 94. This is the stress of reviewing. And more than the stress probably of having to bend right over the bloody camcorder at a really uncomfortable angle. Well, there we are. It's got 2 bars left of battery. PR, BPM. What happens if we press the button again? Oh, it goes vertical. Oh, look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. PI is 4.6, RR is 20. I don't know what those are, and it did not come with instructions. Oh well. You can have it facing the other way as well, and the other way. That's quite nice. You can have it in all 4 of the cardinal directions. Marvellous. Well, there we have it. Hang on, doesn't cardinal directions also include diagonals? Now I have confused myself. Oh, apparently I'm dying or something. Oh no, I'm alive again now. Hooray! Dearie me. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? It seems to work all right. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, how would you test it? You'd have to get some other equipment in, wouldn't you? Or somebody who's really good at taking a pulse, maybe. But my understanding of these sort of infrared things is quite a known technology. It's been around a while, so... And it wasn't, like, ultra cheap or anything. So I would say it's probably vaguely accurate. I would not trust it in a medical scenario, however, because obviously I wouldn't, because that would be mental. Look out! It's that film What We Gone Done made, Ashens and the Quest for the Game Child. I said that should have been the official title, but they didn't know how to spell the bit or really make it come across on the poster, so we cut it off in the end. Filmmaking is always a compromise. Anyway, as you probably know, we have been crowdfunding the sequel, Ashens and the Polybius Heist. There's no music after that one. I learned my lesson the first time. And the whole campaign ends entirely the end of this week. So there will be no opportunities for crowdfunding beyond midnight on March the 11th. When as soon as it turns March the 11th this very week, then it is all done and dusted. And that's UK time, obviously. So I'm going to give you a last heads up on what's going on. You can obviously support the film. Go and have a look, see if you like the look of it. That's the most important bit, certainly from our angle. And there are also various perks and interesting things available. Some of the bigger ones from earlier in the campaign have made a comeback for a push at the end, so maybe there's something there you will like. Specifically, wait for it, as you can see here, we now have region-free Blu-rays and DVDs of Quest for the Game Child, because previously there has been no Blu-ray at all which would play outside the UK or outside Region 2 or Region B, is it, for Blu-rays? It's so confusing. But the ultimate point is, previously there was no way you could get a Blu-ray that would play in America or anywhere. Well, we've made one for you now, and you can buy it as a separate part of the campaign, and there's a DVD as well if that's your sort of thing. And they've finally arrived, and they all work properly. Ow! Just got my zip caught in the camcorder. That's never good. So incidentally, if you've bought these previously, they'll be being sent out in the next few weeks. Hooray! They're all in my garage, taking up loads of room. Less hooray! And that's not all, folks, because we are now offering, wait for it, you see that awful, what that is there? That absolutely dreadful wallpaper. I found a new roll of it. I don't know who's been cutting it. They cut it with their teeth by the looks of it. But yes, does it smell musty? Oh, it does. What was I expecting? My goodness. But yeah, so if you would like to buy a small commemorative piece of this, we'll put it in a frame and send it to you, like we did with pieces of the sofa, except obviously this will be cheaper because it's slightly less iconic, to say the least. We've also got a few extra sofa slices because I found an extra piece of an old sofa I'd cut up for a previous crowdfunding campaign, but there are very few of those, and frankly they will probably have already gone by the time you see this video. But that's not all, guys. Oh no, that's not all, because we've got 2 exclusive Ashens video content bundles up for grabs, you know, like what I mentioned earlier. So, basically, digital equivalent of a fridge door, not in the sense that it stops cold air escaping in, but milk in the back of it.
Oh! No, I'm not having scribbles. He just did a scribble.
And they're all pig flesh flavoured. There is a sport that involves putting ferrets down your trousers. The most boring sport on earth. So what is the allure of toe wrestling? I was about to be a cheese roller. So there are 2 different video packs available. One, a 6-episode series totaling about 25 minutes, I think, based on weird British sports, and equally a load of lost Ashens stuff. And if you buy them both together, you get them for a reduced price, because frankly, it seemed evil not to do that. So anyway, do consider supporting Ashens and the Polybius Heist. There's only 7 days left, and probably considerably less than that by the time you've seen this video. Searching for more.